Hello everyone, welcome to the Someone Who Crafts podcast. This is episode number 4 of my Fibre Art series. My name is Tegan, aka Someone Who Crafts, and let's get on with the video. First off, where have I been? Well, it's been a while since my last video. First off, I had COVID. And I was going to film a video then, but I got COVID, so I couldn't. I was really, the first time having it, I was really sick, but obviously I had to quarantine for a week. Caught it from my mum, who caught it from my brother. Yeah, so once I got better from that, then I filmed a video, I think I might have, and then when I was filming my last episode of the podcast, I obviously got a new camera, if you can't tell. I mentioned that in the last video, but I needed another camera battery. The battery of this camera doesn't last very long. It lasts about 20 minutes, and these videos are well over 20 minutes, as you know. So I needed a new camera battery for that to replace the one that's in it when it runs out. And I had to wait till the 13th of December for that. It was on back order, so you had to order it and then wait for it to come in, and then actually purchase it, wait for it to come in, and then they'd send it to you once they purchased it from their distributor or whatever. So I had to wait till the 13th of December, and then it didn't come till then. Said it was going to come before then, but I purchased it like a month before that, and it still hadn't come in, so that's where I've been waiting for that battery to come in. And then the holidays came around and I was busy with that, so I didn't have time to film a new video for you guys. I just want to say Happy New Year to all my viewers. Sorry I didn't catch you guys before the end of last year, start of this year, but I'm making a video now, so I do want to take a new direction with my channel. I'm still going to do the podcast. The Fibre Arts podcast is going to be still going. I have been doing some other hobbies in the meantime. I will talk about that more in a minute, but yeah. So as for finished objects, well, I have none. So because I've been doing stuff instead of crochet and knitting, I've got onto junk journaling. I was doing scrapbooking at first. I got back into scrapbooking. I was doing scrapbooking probably 2022. I was doing a little bit of it then. The start of 2022, I was doing scrapbooking, and then I stopped it for a while because I kind of ran out of ideas, and then I picked it up again. When did I pick it up? Probably between October and November. I was working on that around there. So I was doing junk journaling. If you don't know, junk journaling is where you, excuse the car outside, my window's open, so if you hear any background noise, that's what that is. That was what I was saying. Junk journaling. So it's basically where you take a book and you fill it with ephemera, handmade bits. And ephemera is vintage papers, handmade bits of papers, folded envelopes, tucks, stickers, yeah, stuff like that. So it's basically like a scrapbook that you make for people to buy, and then they journal in them or use them for whatever they want, exploratory, whatever. It's a whole thing, trust me. So I will do a separate video on the junk journals and showing them when I want to sell mine that I've made. I've made 4 of them. They're going up for sale probably in February sometime when they're finished. I've just got a few more things to do for each of them. Sorry, I'm saying a lot. Sorry. So yeah, I will be selling them in February, probably late February, yeah. So, and I didn't come back to crochet and knit till the middle of December. If I'm looking down, it's because I have some notes down here. That's why I'm looking down. But I apologise for that. So yeah, I didn't pick up crochet and knitting till mid-December again, and I've kind of paused the junk journaling and been crochet and knitting since then. I've scrapped a whole bunch of whips that I had previously in the last video, so I've scrapped a whole bunch of them. So I will mention some that I have scrapped, and I'll mention some that I didn't scrap, but they're just on ice at the moment because I'm not working on them, and I'm doing other things at the moment. And I have some whips that are more taking my attention away from some of my previous ones because I want to work on some new stuff. Yeah, so let's head on over to whips. Alright, some of my whips. So, the current whip I am working on, or the whips I'm mainly working on at the moment, is this Raglan sweater. So I'll show it to you now. There we go. That's what it looks like. It's connected to the ball, the skein at the moment, so that's what it looks like. I won't show it closely because this camera doesn't focus when you show things close, it'll just go blurry. And you can't focus it when it's, like, when I bring it close to you, it won't focus on the actual thing. So I have to actually focus it, then stop the camera, focus it, and then start the camera again. But anyway, I'll just show it to you like this so you can probably see. Good enough. So there's the, I did 1x1 ribbing for the collar. This is knit, by the way. And then I separated I did the yoke, and then I separated for sleeves, and now I'm working on the body at the moment. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working just in the round on the body, just like that, you can see. So I'm working in the round on the body, and this is a pattern by Lillis on YouTube. It's a free pattern by her. I'll tag in the description below. It's a free pattern, and she has a video tutorial walking you through actually how to knit the whole raglan, pretty much. I'm using for that raglan, I'm using the Respun Thick and Quick Line Brain yarn. It's this one, in the colour Espresso, and it's 100% cycled polyester. 340 grams, 204 meters. Size 6 yarn, and use a size 9mm hook or knitting needle. Yeah, so that's one of my whips. My other whip I was working on last night actually, and it's taking most of my attention at the moment, is this sweater vest, or vest I should say. So this is what I have so far. It doesn't look like much, but it took me a while. It's on 5mm knitting needles. So I've been doing a 1x1 rib. So it's folded in half there. I've been doing a 1x1 rib. It's using the Marvel Spot Saver acrylic yarn in black. It's a 10-ply acrylic yarn, if that means anything to you, I think. 200 grams. And the sweater vest, when I finished it, will look like this. It's called the All Year Round Knitted Vest by Knitcraft. I found this pattern on, and I'll tag the pattern down below, but I found this pattern on, what's it called? Etsy. I was going to do a pattern by Lillis as well, a knit vest, but I couldn't figure out how to actually convert the yarn size from what she used in the video, which was a size 6 super bulky or bulky yarn, to a worsted weight, which is what I really wanted to use. So I couldn't figure out how to do the calculations, and I looked all over YouTube and everything for a video showing me how to do it, but I couldn't find anything. So I just thought, stuff it, I'll just look up, typed into Google, knitted vest, worsted weight yarn, and this came up and I purchased it. It was about $3 Australian, so that's not too bad. Yeah, so I've been working on the 1x1 ribbing. I'll tell you what I have next to go. So it says to do knit 1, purl 1 for 7 centimeters, which is what I've done. And then after that I have to do 28 centimeters of stockinette stitch from the ribbing. So after that I have to do 28 centimeters from here of and I'm working on I'll tell you what I'm working on. It's the back panel. So if I didn't say that before, sorry. It's the back panel, so I am going to do 28 centimeters from here, and that will be the back panel, and then I have to decrease for the sleeves, the armholes, which will be interesting because I haven't decreased before in knitting, so I'm learning something new with all the patterns I'm working on at the moment. But yeah, it's been fun. So the next thing I'm working on is a cable sweater. Yes, I know, big plans. They're very ambitious. But I'm using, again, the Spot Saver yarn, the Marvel Spot Saver yarn, the 10-ply acrylic yarn. I'm using 4.5mm needles, and this is what I have so far. It's definitely not much. It's just literally the cast on and one row of 1 by 1 rib. So I've barely started that, but I was having cast on fever. I had to cast on something. Like that night that I did this, I was like, I have to start something new. It was, yeah, my ADHD was running rampant. I had to start something new in that time. Sorry, there's a bird outside my window, I got distracted. It is the His and Hers sweater by Hayfield, I think it is. I'll place a picture on the screen somewhere here. Editing me will do that. It's a, as I said, cable knit sweater. There's a whole bunch of new steps I have to do, like new different techniques I have to use. And in this this pattern, it says to work a panel A and panel B for some reason, but that's not the front and back. And I can't figure out where these panels go. So I've looked, I won't show you the pattern, but I've looked through it, and it says to make a panel A and B, but doesn't say to put them anywhere. In the end, when it says to join things together, it doesn't say where to put, what to do with the panels actually. So I'm just skipping over that actually and starting with the back. And I don't think there's any just having a look at the pattern. I don't think there's any actual cables on the back of the pattern, on the back of the sweater. I think it's all on the front, and this is a vintage sweater, a vintage pattern. I looked up on Etsy. I found it on Etsy. I'll leave the link below for it if you want to go purchase it yourself. But yeah, it's a vintage pattern, so some of the things are kind of written a bit weirdly. But yeah, if you take your time and just go over it and think of it word by word, you can understand most of it. Whatever I don't understand or whatever I can't do, like, for example, so there's cross 4 right by slipping next stitch 2 back on cable needle. Yeah, so I don't really understand what that means. So I'm going to have to look it up on a tutorial on YouTube. So anything I don't understand, I'll look up and figure out how to do from there. I'm a very visual learner, so if I look up something online and I look up how someone shows me how to do it, I'm pretty much got it then. Yeah, so that was pretty straightforward. Just looking at what else I have next to talk about. Oh, the Pilsen blanket that I showed in my previous video. I've been working on that actually. I did probably one. I was halfway through a row. I was up to my 3rd row, halfway through that row. I finished that row and I'm up to halfway through the next row. I'm up to row 4, and there's, I think, 10 rows in the blanket, so I'm up to halfway through row 4. That's where I'm up to in that one. Still all the same colours and everything. You guys saw it in the last video. If you want to check out my last episode, you can see what it looks like there. And for my green and purple cardigan that I was working on, still working on that. I had to move it from my cable, my metal knitting needles to my wooden ones, and the yarn kind of gets stuck on the PVC or plastic piping that is on my wooden needles, so I'm kind of put that on hold for a minute until I can get these metal ones. Sorry, that's my dog crying out my window. Kevin, go away. Yeah, so once I get the needles back from this one, I can actually go on with my purple and green cardigan again, because as I said, the yarn that I use, the acrylic yarn, is getting stuck on the PVC piping that these ones are on. So it's getting stuck on the plastic, so it's kind of hard to move the stitches back and forth on the thing, and I feel like I'm like fraying them too much. So that's why that's on hold at the moment. But I'm still working on it sometimes if I get the urge to. Okay, so as for my whips that I was working on last time that I showed, i.e. the pink and blue patchwork cardigan that I'm working on, the granny square green and black cardigan, and the puff quilt, they're all on ice at the moment because I have other projects that are taking my permanent attention. So they're all on hold. They're not being cancelled or ripped apart like frogged. They're just on pause pretty much. So yeah, that's that. Now on to future plans. Now, for future plans, I have Alright, so there's a big saga about this. I had to cast on something the other night, and again, cast on Fibre is crazy. I tried to, so I ended up frogging my blue DPN socks I was doing the other episode, in the other episodes. I ended up frogging them, or no, I haven't frogged them, but I've taken them off the DPNs because there was a hole in the back of the sock and I didn't like that. And the DPNs were irritating me. So I've taken it off the DPNs and I've bought some, or purchased some, I think it's Chigu, correct me if I'm wrong, these 9-inch circular needles. They're made for making socks. So I've purchased those and I'm going to undo the DPN sock that I had, or half a sock, and restart them on the 9-inch circular needles. Just because, one, it's easier, and the DPNs were irritating me because they were I felt they were too fiddly and, excuse me, they were annoying me, and yeah, too fiddly, and I kept dropping stitches because they were so like small and like so tight in the, like, to be able to knit in between each of the DPNs and all that. It's just driving me crazy. So I just took them off the needles, and I will put them, or restart them when I get the 9-inch circular needles. As for socks, I will be using this yarn back here so instead of doing the blue merino wool socks that I had, I will be doing these ones first. So you'll see in my next episode I'll have these cast on and started. So that's 100% acrylic yarn. It's the Lion Brand Mandala yarn in the colour Gnome. So it's like just rainbow pretty much. It's a light 3 acrylic yarn. So I will be working on that. I'll put it up here. Working on that next, and that's what I'll have as well on my list of whips. So I have going back to whips for a second. I have 5 whips, and then I'll have the rainbow socks, and that'll be my 6th whip, and that will be, no, that won't be all, because the next one will be my whip as well, the next thing I want to talk about. Sorry if I'm talking too fast. So after the rainbow socks that I'm going to cast on, in a few days, when I have the, when the circular needles arrive, I will also be casting on the Tolsta tee by Crea. I'll show you a picture, or actually I'll place a picture of it on screen. So I'll place a picture here somewhere of what it looks like. Sorry, editing me, but too bad. So the Tolsta tee by Crea, as I said, I will be doing. I'm going to make it for my mum. I'm going to make it with the Lion Brand, I think it's Trubu yarn, so it's a bamboo yarn. I'll be making it in like viscose, I think it's as well. So I'll be making it with that yarn. You guys will see it in the next episode probably, because I'll probably have it by then. And probably started it by then. So I will have 7 whips. So the Tolsta tee I'll have as well, as including the rainbow socks I have to cast on sometime, probably next week or the end of this week. I'll be casting on with that. So I'll have 7 whips in the end. Other future plans I plan on making, I'll just list a few that I have on here on Ravelry. I've been looking on Ravelry lately. So the, what's it called? Tea number 1 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. So I'll post the link. I'll post all the links for everything I'm talking about down below in the description if you want to find it. Yeah, so I'll be casting on that. I'll post the pictures up here of what they look like. So I'll be casting on that. No, not casting on, but that's one of my future plans. I want to make that for my mum because she gets really hot in the winter time, so she likes to wear like t-shirts and dresses in the winter. So it's a t-shirt, so I'll be making her a knit t-shirt in probably either a cotton or a bamboo to keep it light and breezy. But yeah, that's one of the future plans I have. Then the Cumulus tee by Petite Knit I want to make for my mum as well. She wears a lot of t-shirts, and like I think the knitted t-shirts will look really nice on her, so that's why I really want to make her a few t-shirts for her to wear to work. So I'll be purchasing that pattern at some point. What else have I got? Oh, the Farnham sweater by the knit Purl girl, I want to make as well for myself. I'll probably do stripes. I'll put the picture of it here. I'll probably do the stripes look. But yeah, so I do like the stripe look, so I'll probably go with that in the end. Yeah, so I think that's all. Oh, the only thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention before, which I kind of forgot, is the only thing I've actually finished is I made 2 of these blankets. I didn't make them really. It's actually a piece of felt that's 2 meters long, and I just crochet along the, if you can see it, along the edge of the blanket and make it into a crochet edge blanket, and then that's basically a lightweight blanket for the summer / springtime. So I made one. I actually made 2 of those. I made well, I originally made one for myself in the rainbow. I think I might have showed it on one of these podcast episodes. And then we bought 2 lots of 2 meters of this black and white camo colour. So, and I've crocheted around it, and one's gone to my mum and one's going to my younger brother for his birthday, which is on the 14th of January. He's turning 20. Makes me feel old. I still remember when he started it, like his first, it was considered preschool. My younger brother is autistic and intellectual disability. I don't talk about it much because I don't feel it's anybody's business. Not that I'm ashamed of him in any way. I love him to bits. But yeah, so I'm gonna give him the blanket because he's turning 20. He doesn't live at home with my family and I, my mum, my sister and me, because he has behaviours of concern and violent behaviours towards my mum. So he lives in an SDA house, which stands for Specialist Disability Accommodation. So yeah, he lives by himself with 2-to-1 support, where he has 2 carers that look after him 24/7, because he can't be alone, because he's got intellectual disability. He doesn't speak, he's non-verbal, he has behaviours, he still, like, he has the mind of a toddler pretty much, like, not to be rude or anything, but yeah, that's basically what it is. But yeah, I love him to bits. He's 20, his name's Isaac. So I'm making a blanket for him. I'm going to give it to him for his birthday. Finished it now. I've actually finished it, so that's going to be for him because he loves blankets. Just like everyone in our family loves blankets. So I'm going to give that to him. Yeah. So before I go, I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Sorry if this video is a bit short because I didn't have any finished objects, but hopefully I have something finished or more things to talk about in the next episode, but probably more things to show you in the next episode of progress on my whips. On to the next segment, which is about me. I don't really have anything else to add. I did rearrange my yarn, if you can't tell. I made it a bit neater. I've been okay, just generally mental health wise. I've been at home just trugging along. I do plan on doing some studying and getting a part-time job in March, just because things are more prosperous in March when you start them anew. I plan on going in the mental health field, just because I have mental health, so I feel like I can relate to people with that and empathise with people that struggle with mental health. So yeah, that's all from me. Don't forget to like and comment on the video if you have anything to let me know. Share with me what you're working on if you want to. I would love to hear from you guys. Yeah, so that's all from me. Take care. Don't forget to stay hydrated. Look after yourselves. Bye guys.